Greetings everyone, my name is Hugo Ariogasvara. I'm from SMAN 65, I'm grade 11. I will be representing my school in NSDC and I will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Okay, now ladies and gentlemen, tertiary education or formal education taken after high school is a very important thing to have in this generation. Ladies and gentlemen, people who doesn't have tertiary education are often only capable of being hired as a blue-collar worker, such as a construction worker, or in a service-oriented field, such as a waiter. These jobs usually pay very little, and with the current economic condition, it is usually not enough money to support a family. Ladies and gentlemen, just imagine if you were a construction worker in Indonesia. You are earning like 5 million rupiahs every month. But that's only if there's a project going on. If there's no project, then you are starving. You and your whole family is starving. Not even mentioning the fact that 5 million is simply not enough to go around in a family of 3. Ladies and gentlemen, universities cost a lot, both from the university itself and additional costs such as housing. What do I mean by university cost? These costs are like building costs that are tied to the university itself. Ladies and gentlemen, there are also other costs such as relocation cost, housing cost, the cost of food. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of these conditions, a lot of these circumstances that are what students are facing when they're trying to get a higher education. Let's actually not even forget the fact that there are also other circumstances that they could also be dealing with. Ladies and gentlemen, they could come from an impoverished nation. They could have someone that they have to take care of. All of these reasons could make someone skip the chance in education and thus are left living horrible lives. Ladies and gentlemen, let's just imagine yourself as someone who is smart, someone who works hard to get into university, but when the day comes, you cannot join. Why? Because first, you come from an impoverished nation. The amount of money that is currently available to you is not even enough to cover the basic necessities of you living in the place that the university is at. Ladies and gentlemen, just imagine on top of that, you have a sick sibling, let's say a sick grandmother. You cannot just leave her to die in your native country. You cannot just do that, ladies and gentlemen. Not a lot of people can make that trade-off, ladies and gentlemen. If university or these tertiary education is all online, then there wouldn't be these expensive costs that uh, that burdens these students even more. Ladies and gentlemen, I agree with the motion because everyone deserves the same chances when it comes into education. My goal here is simple, is to improve the lives of those who could not afford to get an education by lowering the financial bar to get said education. Ladies and gentlemen, the burden of proof here in this debate is that we as a society needs to create a way for people to be able to succeed and live a good life. And the first step is to give everyone an equal chance at education. The logic behind this is you cannot really get a well-paying job without education. You cannot get a huge amount of money, a decent amount of money from just having a small job such as being a blue-collar worker. It doesn't pay enough, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to starve. You're going to live a horrible life. I have one argument here, ladies and gentlemen. My one argument is that the improvement on life quality, if this motion happens, ladies and gentlemen, the reason here is that there are three reasoning. First, education allows people to get white collar jobs. Now, what does white collar jobs offer? They offer three things, ladies and gentlemen. First, white collar jobs typically pay more than a blue collar job. For example, if you were in a management position in Indonesia, you would typically get somewhere from 15 million rupiahs per month till 30 million rupiahs per month compared to being a construction worker in Indonesia where you're only getting paid as much as 5 million rupiahs per project. If there is a project, if there is no project, then you cannot eat. You are starving to death now. Ladies and gentlemen, that is one reason. The second reason is that these white collar jobs typically have growth potential. If you put yourself in a job like as a banker, you would typically have what is known as vertical mobility. You can first become a banker, you can then become a management, then you can be the head of director, and then eventually you can even become the CEO. Now just imagine if you were a blue collar worker, your job is to stack bricks day by day. You are not going to get into a management position. You cannot really increase the amount of money that you get from stacking bricks, ladies and gentlemen. It is then very, very hard for you to live your life as a construction worker. That's only if you were a single person. Now just imagine if you have a family to take care of. Your 5 million monthly earning per project is now being cut into three. 5 divided by 3 is somewhere like around 1.5, 1.7. Every person is going to live with 1.7 rupiah, million rupiahs every month. You cannot live with that amount. You cannot live a comfortable life. You're going to basically have a miserable life with that amount of money per month. Ladies and gentlemen, let's actually also remember something: job security. A lot of these modernized countries, let's say China, they are now starting to replace these factory workers, these workers that rely on these factory owners to give them a job. They're starting to replace them with robots. Just imagine if you were one of those factory workers, ladies and gentlemen. You are then told by your management that, oh, you cannot work here anymore. Oh, you are now going to find another job somewhere. But let's remember, ladies and gentlemen, what they're replacing you with. They're replacing you with robots, something that can be automated. You are now starving because these robots that can run without food, that can run without being given wages, that can run while even the lights in a factory is cut. Ladies and gentlemen, these are reasons on why someone would not survive as a blue collar worker. And by giving these people education, we could give them a better life. We as a society would then thrive. Why? Because everyone would be productive. Everyone would be able to contribute to the growth of society. Someone is not held back in place simply because of the fact that they come from an impoverished condition. Ladies and gentlemen, even though education, such as tertiary education, in an online format is typically less efficient. But ladies and gentlemen, let's actually not forget that a whole lot of more people is going to get these access to education, leading to more growth. This, in logic, leads to a net positive in the world, ladies and gentlemen. That is all from my case. I'm very proud to be the proposition team. I thank you very much.